At 2 p.m. today against the Latin Heat under 16 side playing Malta under 16s. The Latin Heat side is a mixed heritage team from all over South America. I'm one of your co-hosts, Daniel Godinez, and today I'm also joined by Sean.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Great to be here as we are here at Hillier Oval in Liverpool in southwestern Sydney. So thanks very much for joining us online. Thanks to Bar TV. Looking forward to 3 fantastic games here. As you said, the Latin Heat is a mix team of the nations of South America and Central America, and we've also got some players from the Philippines who are helping out due to some short numbers in some positions, which is fantastic to see.
Absolutely. It's amazing what you can see in the grassroots rugby league, especially on the international scene, when these squads just come together for the sake of playing good footy, and this is the result. Beautiful pitch here, as you said, today at Hillier Oval, and we're excited about the game. It's going to be quite a bit of a diverse environment with diverse cultures coming together. Let's just see how they mesh together, and hopefully we can get some good footy out of them.
So we're standing by for kickoff. It will be Latin Heat kicking off in this first match with Malta receiving. We're just standing by.
Probably worth going through the team list at some point here. So starting side for Latin Heat. At the moment we've got number 4, Silas Aho. He's playing in the centres and he's from Philippines heritage, about to kick off. So high ball, caught very well. Big run by Malta.
There's a great run there. First up from Tyson Jackson, the big front rower from Malta, and the referee awards a penalty here. Going for the quick tap, but the referee said, no, you just wait a moment, please, and we'll get underway for the restart. Looking to see a lot of movement from the halfback Jordan Blackentuna, who kicks for touch here, finds touch just over the halfway mark, and Malta will be in great territory here for their first real attacking set.
Absolutely. So Latin Heat already on the back foot here. Let's see if the defence can hold out. Out back you've got number 1 Lachlan Bolter playing for fullback. Here we go.
Thomas Gretsch with a hard run here on the right edge. We're about 12 metres out from the Latin Heat try line, as we've got Lucas Soldatus with another powerful run. We're now 3 metres out from that line. In hooker, we've got Kobe Walsh, and I think he's gone over the little rake there. He has indeed. The referee pointing to the spot, and we've got our first points for the afternoon, courtesy of that number 9, Kobe Walsh. Fantastic little burrowing run. Just snuck into the right-hand upright there, and he's gone in for a 4-pointer.
Right under the post as well. Should make it very easy for the kickoff for Malta today. No wind today, so I'm not seeing any sort of issues with kicking.
No, we shouldn't see any issues at all with the kicking game. And the pitch is looking surprisingly well for what's been some interesting weather over the summer period here in Sydney.
Absolutely. Hillier Oval over the last couple of years has actually done really well in terms of maintaining their pitch. This is actually the ground where West train every Wednesday and Friday. So it's quite impressive to see how much of a turnaround it's actually had. So who we got doing the conversion at the moment is Jordan Blackentuna, number 7.
And he adds the extras. So we've got a scoreline of 6 points to 0 to Malta under 16s.
Latin Heat coming back. Hopefully they can come back after this one, get some actual ball. At the moment it's looking like we'll have Silas Aho kicking off for us again. The squad, as we currently know, Latin Heat is number 1, Lachlan Bolter, number 2, Serge Antipas, number 4, Silas Aho, number 5, Mauricio Vega, number 6, Iverson Camano, number 7, Elijah Parker, number 8, King Gonzaga, number 9, Junior Cabezas, and number 10, Chase Heppy. Kickoff once again. Ball's gone past the receiver. Ooh, Malta with a break. That is
another powerful run there from the front rower from Malta, and he gets the penalty once again. We're seeing deja vu here, and he's gone for the quick tap. The referee said play on, and is that a little goose step perhaps?
I think so. Pretty surprising seeing that on a number 8. I wonder how effective that was though.
as Malta crosses the 30-metre line. We're about 25 metres out now with Kobe Walsh calling the shots. He's going right again, finding that number 13, Thomas Gretsch again. Powerful run. We're 11 metres short of the try line. Malta threatening once again. We're going right again using number 10, Lucas Soldatos.
He's powering through, might get over.
Strong defence there from
Very
the
strong
Latin Heat.
defence.
Fantastic work there.
Good tackle there from Elijah Parker. He's playing halfback today, and he's one of 3 Parker brothers, all of which are vying for Peru representation rights.
We've got a knock-on being called there just short of the line, so we should have a scrum on the 10-metre line. We saw 2 plays there, Daniel, which is really interesting. Kobe Walsh once again fancied himself with a burrow right on that try line, and he was caught short, and then that was backed up again by another scampering run, which was called knock-on. So really, probably some short-sightedness from the hooking position there. We had numbers out to the left. So I guess a scuppered opportunity there, but it gives hope for Latin Heat now, and with a penalty as well for being offside, the Maltese team within the 10 metres. So really, this will be Latin Heat's first opportunity to get downfield, and let's see what they can do.
So it looks like they're just going to take the tap from here. Actually, no. They're going for the kick, which is a good option here.
Oh, fantastic play. We've got the bat back from, it looked like that was number 4 there, which is Daniel Kermy.
Number 7, Elijah Parker, back in there making that tackle. Daniel Kermy just running the ball up here.
Walsh coming right. Little show and go. Good first contact there from the number 7 from Latin Heat.
Absolutely. What you're really seeing here is a young squad coming together for the first time. Obviously, mistakes do happen from time to time, as you've just seen here. But I think, it's going to take about 10-15 minutes before they actually start to find their rhythm. Hopefully, it's not too late and not too much on the back foot.
Walsh has gone to Tyson Jackson there, and he's caught short. Walsh going back to his halfback in Jordan
Kick
Tuna.
out to the left.
He's fine. Bailey Baragry there. And we've got a knock-on called. So, again, we've got a changeover. It was the last tackle.
Another opportunity here for Latin Heat. Number 9, Junior Cabezas in the hooker position. Hopefully he can get the numbers out wide, as Malta hasn't really shifted out to the right side. What is this? Number 16.
As Latin Heat shifts left through number 5 there, which is Vega on the wing. He's come in for a little run, and we've got Cabezas really taking control in the middle there, finding his halfback. We've got a nice shift to the right here, but we've got some good sliding defence from Malta, wrapping up about 32 metres out from their own try line. A settling run there from number 17, Josh Singh, who is one of those international players from the Philippines that are filling in for us today.
Solid kick there from Elijah Parker. Well received by Malta. Good run out wide. 1-on-1. Ooh, almost got taken out.
Eli Foote there, the fullback there with the headgear, who's had a fantastic start to the match. We've got a little knock on there, and the referee has signalled, yes, indeed. A little knock on at the play of the ball there. It looked like it was Kermy going for a little dart, and he's just had a little fumble. So we'll have a scrum. We're just about 43 metres out from the Latin Heat try line. So really centre field position here, Latin Heat with the 6 tackles here from a scrum. What do you want to see here, Daniel? What do you think as you said, it's a new team, it's a young team. I haven't played a lot of games together. We've got some Filipinos as well filling in some positions, but what are you looking to see in this set?
I'm really seeing here, I've seen this play practiced a few times by the Latin Heat side, so they want to actually get it out to the right-hand side and spread it out to the backs. Inside ball there, typical Latin Heat play. Really like to see that happen. I think now that they're lining up, they're going to head straight for the posts. I really want to see them start to head straight for the post before diverging to the left or right out to the backs. So now it's just a prop play. As you see, number 13, Dylan Attard from Chile, going through. And they're going to repeat that for their big men. And you've got number 18, Diego Aranda, taking the next hit up. Ooh, slight shimmy there from the hooker, Junior Cabezas. Number 4 there, Silas Aho from the Philippines.
And
Lost
we've got
ball.
there was a little hand in there, and what looked like a rake, the referee's actually pinged for the markers not being square. So we'll have a penalty to the Latin Heat with, again, an attacking opportunity here. Will they go for the tap or a kick for touch? Some of the players are saying kick for touch, but the little number 9 there, Junior Cabezas, is saying no, let's just get a tap and get back underway.
The boys are actually backing themselves. Let's just see some good runs here from the props before we go out wide again. We have number 13, Dylan Atar from Chile, taking a run up once again. Oh, unfortunately that was a lost ball. We're probably going to have a scrum here.
Yeah, it's just a loose carry there as he's hit the deck. It wasn't any serious impact from the first hit there. I think it was as he's gone to ground that the ball has just come free. So we'll have a scrum feed here to Malta.
Slippery conditions out there. We've had rain this morning, so it doesn't surprise me with the boys hitting the ground that the ball might just slip out, spill the lollies, so to speak.
Black and Tuna with the feed there. Coming to the left side. Looks like that could be Bailey Baragri there.
Laden Heat defence being tested once again. A few good metres made there by their prop.
Yeah, Tyson Jackson's been very strong in the opening stages of this match. He's got a couple of penalties through his strong carries, but that time he just hit the deck, got the quick play the ball, and Malta will continue to attack as they cross deep into
Good
the Latin
tackle
Heat half. But that's a fantastic impact to that tackle. The touch judge is saying no, he's still in the field of play as they shift back to the right. A great little tip on there. They hit the deck, really smack bang in the middle of the pitch.
Malta has numbers on the outside, they're going out right now. Let's see who's got the ball here.
Kermy takes the catch. He gets it away, gets the offload. That's a knockback. It'll be play on here as Walsh shifts to the left.
Scattered play from Laden Heat
Oh.
here. Quite a few gaps.
And the big front row who's done it all this afternoon I should say, Tyson Jackson said, I might fancy a little jab through the line here. What was he thinking?
Bit of a fullback action there. Laden Heat lucky that ball went dead. We've got number 7 here now, Elijah Parker taking the run up. And number 6, Iverson Camano. Iverson Camano is playing the 5/8 position today. He's actually the younger brother of Patrick Camano, who played in the last year's World Cup qualifier for Chile.
As Vega plays the ball 45 metres, crossing the halfway line now through the Latin Heat. As you say, the point, I guess, of this Latin Heat team is to develop these pathways as we see more Latin American teams feature in full tests as well as World Cup qualification. We saw Chile as well. They'll be again featuring the Americas Championships later this year. So it's really all about developing those pathways, isn't it, Demi?
Yeah, and it's across genders as well. So, good news that we've had in the recent months is obviously Brazil's women's side being selected to play in the World Cup, an upcoming Women's World Cup. So
which is it's just fantastic for the efforts that really have started with Latin Heat as a concept, and then branching out into individual nations and then through the women's game as well, back in the home countries as well as here in Australia through the diaspora. But again, as you say, a fantastic opportunity for Brazil to feature in the Women's World Cup.
Absolutely, and it'll be the first time that a Latin American squad actually gets featured in the World Cup. And it's all started and began from this Latin Heat initiative that was started quite a few years ago, back in 2013, and it's just grown from there. We've got many nations now, not only based here in Australia, but also back home domestically, that are actually representing their country and training almost every single day. So it's a really good, it's a really good growth story that we've got here. And the fact that we're still producing junior sides year after year is a testament to the effort being put on by the volunteers on the ground.
As the front rower Jackson, he crosses the line, he bangs the ball down, and we'll have another 4 points for Malta. He's really been involved in almost every attacking play, the big front rower, the number 8, Jackson. From those first barnstorming runs from the kickoff, securing some penalties earlier in the match, and again, he puts his hand up and says, give me the ball, I'll do it, boys, follow my lead, and he crosses the line.
Absolutely. He's been a wrecking ball today. He's been in the right place at the right time, always backing up his hookers and his locks. So the fact that we actually see him get the ball a lot is a testament to the sort of health and fitness that he maintains, and we're going to see a lot more of him today.
might be an opportunity to run through that Malta team as well. As we go through from fullback, we've got Eli Foote. The wings, we've got Vincent Kassar and Bailey Sultana. In the centres, we've got Bailey Baragri and Daniel Kermi. 5'8", Cooper Corcoran. And the halfback is Jordan Glackentuna. Number 8, Tyson Jackson. That man had just scored that try. He's partnered by Lucas Soldatos in the front row. And the hooking position, Kobe Walsh, who's also been very involved early today. The back row, we've got Caden Attard, Will Exton and Thomas Gretsch. And the bench will be Tyson Ashton, Cooper Barlow, Carden Brink. We've got Caleb McGregor and Jack Meredith.
It's a solid side. Unfortunately, just missed that conversion kick. So apparently, to be able to be eligible to play for these sides, you have to have some sort of heritage from one of the countries that's helping out. So in Malta's situation, it's grandfather or grandmother or it's mother, father. As long as the heritage is from Malta, from one of those 4 individuals, you're eligible to play. Same case here for Latin America. Obviously, Latin America is a conglomerate of many nations. So as long as they've got that heritage from the Latin American and Central American side, awesome. But today, because it's not a fully sanctioned game, like you said earlier today, Sean, we are having the Philippines help us out.
As play is back underway, and the ball is taken by Thomas Gretsch. A darting run from dummy half there. Solid impact, going for the quick play of the ball.
Good tackle there by the props. Both Diego Aranda and Chase Happy making those tackles there.
I think it's the pace of the play of the ball from Malta is catching Latin Heat off guard, which has resulted in another penalty here, which really has been something that's been quite consistent in the beginnings of this first half, is coming out of their own line. Malta with some strong runs, quick play the balls, and the Latin Heat team giving away a penalty, which is really detrimental to the scoreline so far. Yeah,
well, the referee's been quite strict today, ensuring that the players need to get back with him in line. And that's why we're seeing quite a few penalties here. The boys aren't getting back in time, and Malta's just moving a bit too fast at the moment. They need to slow down the game and slow down the play of the ball to give the boys enough time to get back.
As Lucas Soldatis plays the ball, we're shifting right here through Jack Meredith. He finds the fullback, Eli Foote, who goes to ground. We've got 15, Cooper Barlow, who's come on to replace Walsh in that hooking role. And here is Caden Brinkett. About 2 metres out,
3 men
as
in
he tries to get a quick play of the ball. Cooper Barlow again, he goes to the left, he finds the halfback, Glackentuna, who steps off the feet.
He's over.
And he has crossed the line, the halfback. He's done it all. Again, coming back to that structure, that even though we've had a replacement in the hooking role there with Kobe Walsh going off and Cooper Barlow coming on, they've just stuck to their structures. Looking at them warming up before the game, it appeared that every player knew their role. They knew where they needed to be on each tackle count. And again, when it was required, Jordan Glackentuna in halfback role there puts his hand up and says, yep, we're good here on the left. He had numbers outside of him, but we saw 2 little jinking runs, a little step off the left foot, and he crosses the try line.
Yeah, boys that play together win together, mate, and that's exactly what we're seeing from Malta today. Quite a few of the boys play in the same club, club footy-wise, and also on the rep side as well. So it's just a testament of them having more time together and having some more ball time together. I think that's what really helps a team perform.
The conversion is successful as the scoreline pushes out.
We've got Thomas Servia coming on. Number 16 for Latin Heat. Quite a few of the big men swapping out. So it's obviously clear that this defending pattern that they've been stuck in at the moment is taking a toll on the big men, with number 12, Cody Abanil, and number 18, Diego Aranda, coming off.
And for February, it's only 23 degrees here at the moment in Liverpool, but it's still quite humid, so the big boys are going to have to do a lot of hard yards here. So Latin Heat bringing some fresh legs on after that try.
Absolutely. The moisture and the sun we've had in recent days is obviously sapping the energy out of the boys at the moment. Good to see number 8, King Gonzaga from the Philippines, out there helping the boys out today. Hopefully we get a few big runs from him today. Good tackle there.
Tyson Ashton with the the offload there. Could have been called a knock-on, but the referee said no, it went backwards. As Daniel Kermy goes for a scooting run out of dummy half. We're centre field, 15 metres out, as Barlow comes back right. Again, 3 plays in that tackle there.
Typical Malta play here, shifting right, now going out to the left side.
Barlow to Meredith. Meredith gets it on to Bringcut. Barlow shifting left again to Foot. You might want to try that one again, that little grubber kick.
Good run here by Thomas Servias.
And here's one of those replacement big men that's now on the pitch for Latin Heat. Fantastic run. He's picked up 10 metres easy here.
King Gonzaga. Latin Heat relying on the big men to get him out of trouble here at the moment.
As we shift back to the left side here. Little unders ball.
Back to Dylan Attard, number 13.
Malta as well, getting 3 men in the tackles here.
Penalty to Latin Heat.
So the referee's saying there that you're hanging on for too long there. We had 3 plays on there, and they took an eternity to get off the Latin Heat player there. So I think that's a fair call by the referee.
Malta trying to slow down the ball play as much as possible. Effective tactic, given that Latin Heat were only 40 metres out at that stage. Now it looks like we're starting off in Malta's 40.
So Cabezas will get us underway here, the number 9.
Let's hope that Latin Heat can hold on to the ball this time. I know it's a bit wet out there, and these Malta boys tackle hard, but let's see if we can get some points on the board.
Conchotard with the play the ball, 30 metres out.
Here we go, King Gonzaga once again, barnstorming run. Ooh, got the pass out to number 9. Back in the middle of the post at the moment. Number 11, Thiago Grafida. Back in for Lockton Bolter.
Great little right foot step there. So he gets a quick play the ball away. Shifting back to the right. Numbers there. Little show and go. And he crosses. It'll be number 11.
Thiago Grafida from Brazil. Second rower. Latin Heat finally have points on the board. So Latin Heat is actually sponsored by Guzman and Gomez. They've been our major sponsor for a number of years now, and always providing fresh Mexican food to the masses. Guzman and Gomez just recently opened a store in the US for the very first time. They have 139 stores here in Australia, with the very first one opened up in Newtown back in, I think it was 2014. Very successful club sponsor that we have there. Latin Heat is also sponsored by Dr. Pickles, who provide tattoo aftercare products to make sure that you're always shiny and you're always looking sick.
As Foot gets us back underway, Latin Heat with the clean take and a strong run there. This is one of those replacement forwards that have come on. The Latin Heat are really rotating their forward pack quite well because there's a lot of defence early in this first half, a lot of goal line defence, so they're using those replacements to come on here. And here's another one of those.
Josh Singh,
who is from the Philippines, and he gets a penalty.
Yep.
Again, that call, holding on too long. So the discipline really becoming an issue here for Malta, especially after a try being conceded.
They've been so used to the attacking game right now, their defence is actually being tested for the first time, and we're starting to find some cracks.
Zaho kicks for touch, and he finds touch 25 metres out from the Maltese try line.
So Latin Heat are actually finding themselves on the front foot for the first time this time of the game.
As Cabezas gets us underway to Dylan Conchata. Another strong run. And the referee said you weren't back the 10 metres, you've gone too early. So we'll have another restart. Latin Heat, a full set of 6 here as Atard dummies for the quick tap, and the referee says come forward a little bit further. Here's the mark as Junior Cabezas with the tap restart.
Latin Heat really needs to focus on getting the ball out wide here.
Strong run there from Concha Atard. But that goal line defence from Malta pushing him back about 5 metres. It's Cabezas comes right.
Outside with number 15 coming through for a good tackle, Oscar Morris Vacapuna.
Cabezas comes right again, finds Parker.
Oh no, Elijah Parker, fumble. He's been very good all day. That might actually be a penalty.
Yeah, I think that was above the horizontal, that one. But he's got up. No signs of any injury there, which is firstly the most important thing, to make sure no injuries when we've got any foul play. The referee having a little chat there to Elijah Parker.
We're actually starting to get a bit of rain come through now here at Hillier Oval. So that will obviously make the playing conditions a bit tougher. With the loose balls that we had and loose carries we've had over the recent last couple of minutes, we're probably going to see a lot more of that. Hopefully the boys can hold on to it.
It'll be interesting to see whether the game plan changes at all. Because we've seen quite some lateral movement of the ball, especially from Malta. It'll be interesting to see whether that continues or whether they decide to play safety football as we get underway. Foot with the tap restart. Strong defence there.
That was a great tackle.
Great tackle.
Number 16, Thomas Servilla there.
Another strong tackle there. Around the waist.
Getting involved. That's number 10.
That's Chase Heppy.
Yes.
The big man Jackson's back on the field. And an offload underway.
What we're actually seeing here is re-energised Latin Heat side. Even though they're defending at the moment in their own half, they've actually got a bit of energy back after such a long set of attacking, quite a few attacking sets.
Chase Heppy again with a strong tackle here. Just ragdolls him. As Malta comes left. Cooper Barlow calling the shots here, gets the ball away. We've got a little chip over the top, little dinking run. You can't be offside in your own in goal, so it'll come back to the original knock-on from Latin Heat, so we should see a goal line drop out here. So for all of our viewers there that might not be watching rugby league frequently, maybe we can just go over that rule there, Daniel, that inside the goal line, you cannot be offside. So we saw a knock-on from Latin Heat and a player that touched the ball in front of him, which if it was in the field of play would constitute a penalty, but inside the goal line there, the referee just says no, we've got a knock on and we'll have a goal line restart.
And quite a few players get caught out by that rule. It's that little obscure rule that when it does happen does actually get you quite a few times, and it was good to see that those boys back up realised that ball was still in play and they were able to touch it and play it and make it dead.
As Caden Matard takes the first carry, Barlow shifts right, finds Will Exton. The big don't argue. But again, the Latin Heat defence is up to it. We get 4 players in there into that tackle. Markers are square. We've got Jackson floating around the back of the ruck and he dives over. The referee sees the ball on the ground and points to the spot. That man, Tyson Jackson, he's been unstoppable here today. He had a little spell and he's come back on the field. And I think it's his second carry since he's been back on, scores another 4-pointer.
Yeah, it's amazing what a player can do to lift the side, especially coming off those attacking sets from Latin Heat. As soon as Tyson's come back on the field, you actually see a different Malta.
And as Latin Heat made those changes to their big man, you saw that the defence started to tighten up a bit. You know, we saw more players in each tackle. We saw the big man there, Chase Heppy, really involved with some strong tackles. But when it comes to that goal line defence, Malta continuing to say, Tyson Jackson, here's the ball.
Yeah.
What can you do for us?
It's one of the big men, right? These boys, they're much bigger these days, and what we're actually finding is as much as Latin Heat focused on the defence, and testament to both the coaches, Paco Godinez and Freddy Arteaga, these big boys are actually getting across the line.
Speaking of big boys, we've got Antonio Kafusi in number 20 that's just come on the pitch for Latin Heat. He's another one of our Filipino players. And we've also got Diego Aranda from Chile, who's just come on the field in jumper number 18. So we've got some fresh forwards looking to tighten up that defensive effort.
And I'm sure it's going to come.
Jafrida gets us underway.
It was a bit of a short kick to Malta. Tyson once again.
As Barlow in a dummy half finds one of his teammates with a strong run there. It looks like it's number 11 there, Caden Attard. Crossing into
Big boy coming in to
the
make the tackle.
Half.
Antonio
Barlow
Kafusi.
coming left, finds Jackson. He double pumps it. But strong hit there from number 11, it appears. Grafrida again for Latin Heat. Jackson with a little show and go. He's doing it all today. 10 metres out. Centre field. Coming right. Barlow finds Exton. And they'll cross for another 4-pointer. So we've got this little movement of play there between Barlow, who is that replacement hooker, combining there with Will Exton. Barlow really getting his hands on the ball as much as he can. He's not afraid to get out of dummy half, take a few steps before finding one of his teammates, which is really catching Latin Heat unawares, particularly on their own goal line.
And what we're finding quite a lot of the time is Malta's heading right. They're obviously seeing a weakness on that right, on that left edge of the Latin Heat side, because that's where we've seen the majority of the tries come in the last 10 minutes.
As Eli Foote, the Maltese fullback, lines up this conversion attempt. It's about 26 metres back, about 15 metres in from touch. For the angle, he's taken the ball quite a distance back from the try line. The fade from left to right, and he squeezes it in. What a fantastic goal kick there from the fullback, Eli Foote, who's been really involved today. As the referee calls timeout, we'll have a stoppage here. We're unsure.
It's a bit of a drink break at the moment, quarter time.
Calling for quarter time, it appears.
Just with the hot conditions, what's typically mandated by the governing bodies here is that we do give these junior sides a break at the 20-minute mark, which is what we're seeing right now.
Which really we should have team list for the next game ready to go.
So coming back from half-time, Sean, what do you think the Latin Heat side is saying right now in that huddle?
I think it's all about defence and tightening up the defensive effort there, particularly when it comes to goal line. I think really when you look at where Malta scored their tries, most of them were burrowing efforts really close to the try line there. So it's all about attention to detail, not switching off in the defence, especially when it's on their own goal line.
100% right there. Malta on the other side, pretty much saying, boys, let's continue much more of the same. Let's try to get those ballerine runs in that Latin Heat is actually struggling to maintain. We've got number 7 here lining up for the half-time kickoff. It's actually 30-minute halves, guys. Apologies, we mentioned it was 20-minute quarters. But it's actually a 60-minute game, 30-minute halves for today.
As Glackentuna gets us underway and the rain begins to fall a little heavier.
Latin Heat being a bit careful with that ball. Obviously don't want it to...
We've got Daniel Kermy there claiming he's done a one-on-one rake and then he's dived over for the first points of the second half. The referee signals 6 again, points to the spot and says, Daniel Kermy, that try
unexpected
is on the board.
I'm sure Latin Heat will learn from that one. Make sure that they don't make that mistake again from the kickoff. And now it's going to be a kickoff back to Malta. That was one of the fastest tries I've seen this season, I have to say.
With the kickoff, yeah, you're exactly right there, Daniel. With Attard finding the grass with that restart, the front rower there from Latin Heat was really taking his time not to knock the ball on. By the time he's picked the ball up cleanly, he's been hit, he's been whacked by Daniel Kermy, the right side centre there. Stolen the ball, one-on-one, dives over for the try.
I could really see the Malta coach at the moment saying to the boys, let's get out there, let's thump these boys, let's show them what we've got, let's start off with the momentum on our side. That's exactly what Malta's actually come out and done this time. Latin Heat boys, hopefully they can keep their heads up and come back from this one. Their strong defence is one of the big things that's got them in this game so far. Just have to make sure that we don't get close to that goal line again.
And the conversion successful there by the halfback, Jordan Glackentuna. Fantastic kick in the crowd. They're very much in favour of that conversion. So it'll be the Latin Heat through Silas Aho, which will get us underway. He's been taking most of the kicking duties for Latin Heat under 16s this afternoon. As we're back underway there, Caden Attard takes the kick restart, tucks the ball under, step off the right foot, hits the deck 30 metres out. Bailey Baragri here with another run from dummy half, the number 3. He's fighting off there, the number 6, Iverson Kamano.
Latin Heat boys coming in to make that tackle.
They get Baragri to ground.
Number 20, Antonio Cafusi helping out in that effort.
As Walsh looks for Jackson. That's been a common thread in that the first 15 minutes of the game was Walsh and Jackson combining. As we go through 13, Thomas Gretsch. Walsh again in a dummy half. He's calling the shots. He fakes right, goes left, finds Jackson. Jackson out the back. Great ball there from the halfback, Glackentuna, but it couldn't be taken by the winger, Bailey Sultano. Nice little shift there. A little bit of shape as well.
They're starting to get a bit more confidence, these guys. You know, the scoreline's in their favour. They're trying new things. They're putting those plays into practice that they've been having on that training ground.
The lead-up was very good as Walsh, he had numbers right. He was making eye contact with his players to his right, but then he comes back left, finds Jackson, the big number 8. And Jackson goes to the line, finds his halfback Attard, who then goes for that long cut-out pass that couldn't be taken. As Latin Heat now with the scrum feed. 25 metres out.
Good first run by one of the forwards there. Back out again to Siago Grufida.
And the referee said here that the markers weren't square.
So penalty to the Guzman and Gomez Latin Heat. So Latin Heat is actually sponsored by Guzman and Gomez Mexican Taqueria. It's also sponsored by Dr. Pickles Tattoo Aftercare Products and Shield Security. Latin Heat with the ball right now. Diego Aranda from Chile. He plays for the Albany Creek Crushers, making a good run there. And now out to the lock. Concha Atad, also from Chile, and considered by many as a leader of the team. Big barnstorming run here.
That's Antonio Cafusi.
Absolutely, barnstorming run. Let's keep that going.
As Cabezas comes right, finds number 17 through Josh Singh, one of the Philippines players. Great strong run there, gets to quick play the ball. Cabezas comes back left. Little step off the left foot.
Caught Malta by surprise there, a couple more metres there.
Lachlan Bolter comes left. Finds Kamano. Little chip to the left-hand side, but it's cleanly taken by Malta. And they'll get themselves 10 metres out from their own line.
Quick play the ball there, caught the Latin Heat guys by surprise. They need to get back here, otherwise they're going to get caught by that referee once again.
Cooper Corcoran here jumping in there, the number 6, calling some shots as well.
Really struggling to play the ball there. Referee didn't see that one, but there was a bit of a foot in the ball play there.
As Thomas Gretsch, strong run, plays the ball. Coming back left here. Another strong run. Malta really using their forwards here.
A good tackle on behalf of Thomas Servas.
As Corcoran goes for the cutout pass, it couldn't be taken by his winger on that side, which we believe is Vincent Cassar.
Latin Heat with the ball again.
So I don't believe that was the last tackle, so we should have a scrum feed. No, the referee's saying it was tackle 5. So it'll be a play the ball for the restart. With Cabezas again in that hooking role, trying to rally the troops, say let's get down the other end of field.
Inside pass there to one of the forwards, back out to the hooker. Couple metres gained there. Ooh, you see a bit of a goose step there.
Strong carry. Number 13 it is. That's Dylan Concha Attard. He's got a little shift to the right-hand side. Great little short ball.
I think this is King Gonzaga again with a strong ball. Lucky he held on to it right there. Good deep kick.
As Parker gets the kick away. It's cleanly taken by Eli Foote, who gets past the halfback. Makes another break. He's wrapped up there by number 12, which is Cody Albanil, who is from Mexico. That's Daniel Kermy, the hooker, the centre.
Quite a few missed tackles this second half on behalf of Latin Heat. They really need to tighten up the defence at the moment. This wet weather is making the players quite slippery.
As Will Exton with another strong carry. He's about 1 metre out from the try line here.
Latin Heat bunching up. Let's see if we can stop that burrowing, boys.
They get 4 players in there to that tackle. That's fantastic efforts there, especially from 18, Diego Aranda.
Penalty to Malta.
It was a bit scrappy there in the play of the ball. And the referee said there was hands in the ruck.
Yes, there was. Unfortunate there. Latin Heat's going to have to defend another set out on their own line. It's going to be tough to come back from this one.
As we await the tap restart, with Thomas Gretsch really wanting to get his hands on the ball. But it's a barnstorming run. Is that Tyson again?
Once again.
Tyson Jackson. Another 4-pointer for the Malta front rower.
We're going to have to give him a nickname, mate. He's becoming a bit of a steam train at the moment. So the Latin Heat boys are huddling at the moment behind their own line, trying to compose themselves and make sure that they can come out and have another good hit out.
We've got Chase Heppy in 10 coming on the field for Latin Heat now. With a lot of defence having to be done early in this second half, the coach using the option to replace some of his forwards.
And number 18 came off for Chase Heppy there, Diego Aranda. I'm really excited to see what Thomas Servia can bring back to the table, number 16. He's going to go on in the next couple of minutes from Argentina. One of his brothers actually is going to play after this game in the under-19s against Malta. And I've seen him quite a few times at training, and he's knocked over quite a few of the big boys that are playing the Opens A-grade sides.
Is that right?
So he's a barnstorming player when he gets that ball. And I hope we can see some of that action today. I'd also like to call out a big thank you to All Saints Liverpool for letting Latin Heat and Malta play on their pitch today. So a big thank you to Charlie, the president of the club, and all of his volunteers who are here helping the game happen.
It's just more evidence of this cooperation and collaboration that happens in rugby league. We know that with the Latin Heat under-16s team, there was a couple of players that were unavailable, so the Philippines helping there. And as you say, in terms of hosting today's game, the All Saints really coming on board and saying, you can use our pitch, it's in great condition, and we're all about growing the game.
Absolutely. Charlie's always been one of those guys that as soon as you mention international footy and helping kids become something big in this game, he's always been happy to jump on board. So thanks All Saints, and thanks Wes for letting us use this field as well.
So as we were praising those that have helped make today's game happen, we've had another little indiscretion in the ruck. As Malta has gone to play the ball, there's been a bit of a push from the Latin Heat player, and the referee said that won't be happening on my watch. So we've got another penalty. So clean set of 6 as Malta crosses the halfway line. Will we see them really utilise the forwards, or should we see some movement of the ball here, do you think?
I think at this stage what we're going to see is a bit more movement of the ball, with the ball going out to the backs, but as we get closer to the line, I'm kind of predicting that the ball will go back to the forwards, as we're seeing right here with the number 10. And I'm waiting for the steam train to line up and burrow over again for Malta.
As Tuna steps back, crosses over under the posts, that man, number 7, Jordan Glackentuna, scores for Malta under-16s. So you called it, Daniel, that we'd see a bit of movement of the ball. We did. He got away from the forwards, found the halfback. The halfback had numbers to his left, identified a gap back in the middle of the field, stepped off the left, and he crosses
and that's
under
what
the sticks.
Exactly, and that's what you want to see from a halfback that can read the game, know where his players are at any point in time, but at the same time can spot those little gaps that he can slip through and capture that opportunity as it makes itself available.
So he's lining up to convert his own try.
Number 18, Diego Aranda, and number 16, Thomas Servia, are now making their way onto the field to give the forwards from Latin Heat those fresh legs that they desperately need.
And the kick's successful by Glackentuna, and he might be coming off for a little breather. The coach choosing to rotate the players, it seems. We've got 13 on the field, so yeah, well, it appears that the halfback who's really been instrumental in getting his team around the pitch today, Jordan Glackentuna, will take a spell for the remainder of this match. As Silas Aho will get us underway from the kick.
What I'm seeing is quite a bit of shallow ball here from the Latin Heat side. That's more of what I want to see. Potentially a bit deeper, just to make these boys run a bit. Because otherwise it's just easy meters gained.
Barlow comes left. Finds Caleb McGregor, who links up with Bailey Sultana, the winger.
Thomas Servia making that tackle.
Vincent Cassar's coming from the right wing all the way over to the left-hand side to take a little run here, which is great to see. Getting involved, helping out his forwards as Bailey Baragri gets in here. Not the best pass. Finds Caleb McGregor, who...
Did a bit of a show and go there, didn't he?
Show and go. Step off right, step off left. Tyson Ashton now. But he's wrapped up by the number 8 there, King Gonzaga. Strong defence there.
King Gonzaga is one of the big men from the Philippines today, so it's really good to see him play on the side.
As Caleb Brinkat goes to Exton, who finds Corcoran. Corcoran goes to right. Ooh, it could have snuck up that tackle. And the referee said exactly that. You've come above the shoulders there. Contact with the head, so we'll have another penalty.
Yeah.
Thoughts on discipline in today's game from the under-16s, Daniel?
I think, it's still the start of the season. Quite a few of these players are trying to get back into the regular club footy. So, I think it's just a bit of a rough patch at the moment from all the players. Discipline will obviously come with time.
As Caden Brinkat crosses under the sticks there. We had Will Exton taking that first run from the tap restart. He got to his knees, got the quick play the ball. And it was Brinkat, number 16, who's come in as one of these replacements, some fresh legs, identified a gap there, and he's burrowed over. Again, it's been a consistent theme from today's game, hasn't it?
It has. I think there's going to definitely be some lessons that the Latin Heat squad needs to take away from this match. Obviously being the first game that they come together and played as one, it's going to be a bit of a learning curve. Hopefully we can get some more games under our belt over the next few months, and we'll see a different side towards the end of the year.
It's really been about getting their hands on the ball, and for Latin Heat, they just haven't had enough possession. Malta has had a far greater amount of possession today. It's made the Latin Heat under-16s defend for really long pieces of play here. And again, when it comes to the goal line defence, got another try conceded.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a period at the start of this second half where Latin Heat decided to pop a few more offloads up. There was more interchanging of passes, and they seemed to find the meters easy to gain when they had the ball in hand. But when it comes to the defence, we just need to see the defensive efforts there, particularly around the middle of the ruck there, really tighten up.
It really comes down to that discipline as well, and the way that they carry that ball and not giving away those silly penalties. That's what's really hurting them at the moment. It's a really good side on paper. It's a really good side when you see them out there and they actually have the ball and they're on the front foot. But it's just the lack of ball that you're talking about, the lack of possession that's really affecting them at the moment. Head up, boys. You're doing a great job out there.
We've got Antonio Kafusi, who's just come back on the field as well in number 20. And we've got a knock on there. It was Lucas Soldatus who's knocked the ball on, and then one of his players was in front of him that then picked the ball up. So the referee said, you're in front of him, that's offside, penalty Latin Heat. So it appears it'll be Cabezas getting us back underway, the number 9. Tap restart, finds the big man, Antonio Kafusi.
I'd really like to see backed up by another big man. Let's see if we can get Thomas Cervijo in there, but number 18 in there as well.
He's got Gonzaga, the halfback,
Aranda
on the left-hand side. Takes the line on himself, the halfback. Strong first contact there, but he gets up, gets the quick play the ball away.
Small fellow, but very strong. Always giving 100%.
Cabezas with numbers either side. What's he going to do here? He's got Kafusi to the right. He doesn't want him. He goes back left to Elijah Parker, who draws a player in. And there was a touch there when he got that ball away, so it'll be another set to the Latin Heat.
Very lucky there. Could have gone either way there. Had the hand snuck up behind him, he could have been through. Yeah,
you had Cabezas there, the hooker that's got the big man back in the centre of the field there. Had Antonio Kafusi, fresh legs on there, but he's answered to the call of his halfback there, Elijah Parker. He's found him on the left-hand side. Parker's gone to the line, which he did in the previous play, but this time he's gone for the little pass out the back. Had that found his man, I think they would have scored.
Absolutely. It's a good call there, just didn't come out.
The referee asking for that ball to be fed once again. They've got Silas Aho here, number 4, that looks like he'll take the first run.
Let's see if Latin Heat can get this ball out wide.
Aho ducks under the first effort from Corcoran. He gets the quick play the ball here for Junior Cabezas.
We've hardly seen Latin Heat this side of the field, so it'll be good to see how the Malta line defence holds up.
They're very bunched here, though, the Latin Heat team. They're not very deep, but they've gone back here to number 17, Josh Singh, one of the Philippines players. As Cabezas, again, looking to find Iverson Camano. He actually finds Elijah Parker, who gets the ball back to Antonio Kafusi, the big number 20.
They've got numbers out left.
Cabezas linking up with number 7, Elijah Parker, gets the ball away. Parker finds 10, Chase Heppy. Gets away from the first effort, but he's wrapped up by another Maltese player.
And we got our fifth.
As Cabezas, he's got Parker back to the left. Gets the ball to Parker. Parker quick ball to Iverson Camano, who does a show and go, takes the line on, gets the ball back to his winger, who crosses.
And that's a try. Ooh, no, held up.
Just standing by for the call here, and the referee said, no, he's held up. That will be tackle number 6. Changeover, Malta ball. And we're about half a metre from the try line.
Malta very lucky to get out of that one with Latin Heat going left and then right. Right and then left to try to get that try.
It's the first time we've really seen Junior Cabezas, Iverson Camano, the 5'8", and Elijah Parker, the halfback, all linking up, and it looked fantastic.
We need to see more of that, and that's only going to come with confidence. It's only going to come with more time together. So I'm hoping that in the next couple of minutes we actually see these guys link up a bit more. They know what they're capable of now. Let's just see if they can fire on all cylinders. Malta on the attack here, doing quite a good job. They're almost on their 50.
As they come and they find that big number 8 again, that's Jackson. He's playing down the left flank. Fresh legs on. Vincent Cassar takes a darting run from dummy half. He gets to the 20-metre line. 15 through Cooper Barlow. He's coming back right. Finds 17, Caleb McGregor, who puts a little chip over the top. He's going to find the grass. No, he doesn't. It's taken in goal, so Latin Heat will come out to the 20-metre line for a restart. Great little vision there from the Latin Heat defence there to get back in there. The in goal there to take that kick.
They needed that. Had they let that go loose, would have been in trouble again. Starting off with a potential drop goal. Goal line dropout.
Cabezas comes back to the right-hand side for a settling run there. For number 2, Sergei Antipas. Come back left through Parker. Great little ball there. He finds Silas Aho, who's going down the left-hand side. He's got Parker back in the middle of the field. Oh! And he knocks the ball on the halfback. He's had such a great game as well. You feel sorry for him. The lead-up work by Parker. The backing up. He did it all. But unfortunately, the ball was probably just a little bit too far out in front.
Yeah, and you've got Aho out back as well, who's looks to have suffered a bit of an injury there. I'm not sure if it's cramping. It is hot out there, so actually lost the boot in the process.
It was a fantastic run down the left-hand side there by Aho, who, as we said, he's done most of the kicking today, has had limited opportunities with ball in hand, but again, he shows when he's given a bit of space, which Elijah Parker was able to give him. Elijah Parker really holding up the ball at the last minute, and then feigning, and then finding his centre nice and deep, and then Aho was able to take off for a fantastic run down the left-hand side.
Absolutely, he had his eyes on the try line as opposed to the ball that time, and didn't quite work out. We've got Jackson here.
Here's Tyson Jackson down the wing. He's got players back in the middle of the field. He doesn't need them. As the big front rower, the big swan dive, touches down for another try.
How many is that today? I'm probably counting about 4 or 5 tries there this season.
At least 4. He's come back on after having a bit of a spell in the middle of this second half. And for some reason, he's found himself on the left wing. He's had 2 really long range efforts there, and this time he crosses for another four-pointer.
And keep in mind, this is an under-16 side that he's playing in at the moment. And if you look in the foreground, you can actually see the under-19s Malta side, and Tyson and Jackson here is just as big as those boys. So it goes to show the immensity of this guy and the impact he can have playing at this grade of footy.
And with all players here qualifying through International Rugby League's rules in terms of eligibility, maybe we're seeing a bit of a glimpse into the future of Malta when it comes to their international campaigns. We know that they're going to be featuring in the European Championship D. I believe they'll be playing the Czech Republic later in the year. But I know they've got strong ambitions for moving up the ranks through the European divisions, and also with the chance maybe of a future World Cup qualification. So for the viewers today to be seeing a glimpse of the under-16s, perhaps in another 2 to 3 years these guys will be making their full test debuts.
Yeah, absolutely. And we really saw them shine a couple of years ago at the Emerging Nations Championship. And they've just gone from strength to strength over the last couple of years, and they've always been wanting to help out and play games against the Latin American squads. We've also seen the Macabre Matter Nines, and they've played quite a few years in a row now. And I'm really hoping that it starts to happen for them, and they actually start to make the progress towards the World Cup qualifiers that they really desperately need. So they did play Italy quite recently, and they did quite well against them as well.
So it was Tyson Jackson converting his own try. They gave him the chance to kick the two. It was a fairly ordinary kick, but he managed to get it over the crossbar and bag himself a goal on the team sheet. As Silas Aho looks to get us underway for the restart. Well taken by Malta. Strong tackle from Elijah Parker gets him on the deck. But the referee says, you're down there too long. We might see the referee having a bit of a chat with the Latin Heat captain here to say there's too many penalties we're giving away.
Absolutely. It's all about discipline at the moment. He's actually been sent off for 10 there.
He's been given the marching orders. And with there very little time left in this second half, we probably won't see him back this afternoon.
Don't think so. But it is going to put pressure on the team now at the moment. They now have to step up for that key player and try to keep the Malta attack out. The referee clearly trying to send a message there that he won't tolerate that sort of behaviour on an ongoing basis. I'm surprised it didn't happen quite sooner.
So on the 40-metre line, we'll have a tap restart to Malta through Kobe Walsh, who hits the deck after strong contact there by Sergei Antipas. Coming back to left centre field through Malta. He's wrapped up by number 10, Chase Heppy. It's number 10, Lucas Soldatos, with a strong run. Keeps the ball alive, back through Caleb McGregor, who finds centre field there. It's Caden Attard. Strong tackle there by the Latin fullback.
It's Lachlan Bolter.
Jack Meredith comes back right, finds Cooper Barlow. Long ball, looping. Harbour Bridge style pass there.
And they're back in. Malta once again with the goods there.
How's the vision there?
The vision.
He had about 3 players there, and he decided to just do the loop over.
On the inside. Caught the ball, stepped on the inside, and went straight through the gap there. Caught Latin Heat blindsided there.
And these replacement players from Malta that have come on, the likes of your Cooper Barlow, your Callum McGregor, that are able to really get involved, get their hands on the ball, keep the ball alive. They've got good vision as well. They're able to find players that are in good position and able to feed the ball on, which again we saw there. A fantastic shift to the right-hand side. Great take by the winger. He kept his depth, he kept his width, and he crosses. I saw a similar one there from this morning, the Super League match between Castleford and Wakefield. I think it was Darryl Olfelt who crossed on the wing there in a very similar play there, the looping pass, and it was a fantastic effort. So channeling a little bit of the professionals.
Just a little bit short there. Given the current scoreline, probably not too much of a worry there from the Malta side. As the Latin Heat boys come up with 12 men, fortunately we've had one send-off. Hopefully they can stick together and actually start to stop this attacking side from Malta. And at least, from their side, start to put a bit more effort and see more of an attacking style from them if they get the ball too. We got Aho with the kicking duties again. And on the field there, we actually, in the blue shirt, we've got Patrick Camano, who is, as we talked about earlier, played in the Chile World Cup qualifier squad last year. Had the chance to play against Jamaica, Canada and the USA.
Were they the matches over in Florida, were they, Daniel?
Yes, they were. The matches out in Jacksonville. That was a good tackle there by Cervijas.
You called it early, Daniel, when you said, look out for Thomas Cervella to come on the field. And that first impact, first tackle there, oh, wow. That was a bone rattler.
It's always good to see the juniors coming up and what they can actually do. And, we haven't seen the end of him, mate. I think he's actually going to be representing Argentina very soon as they can actually put a squad together. It wouldn't surprise me if later this year they have a squad for the Nines, given the numbers we've seen recently and the growth of that nation here domestically. So obviously in Latin America, here in Australia, the presence is quite huge, especially for teams like Chile, who have the majority of migrants from Latin America here in Australia, followed very closely by El Salvador in 21,000.
As we see the referee point at the spot, Tyson Jackson's bagged himself another try. That might be meat pie number 5 or 6.
I think so. He's had an outstanding game. I think this guy is definitely going to be one to watch in the future. One of the Malta rising stars.
And the motor on him, he's jogging back. He's the first player from the Malta team to get back ready for the kickoff. But the coach has said, no, come on, Tyson, come off the field, mate. Take a breather. Yeah.
He's just pumped. And then when you score that many tries, why wouldn't you be?
he had the finger pointing for one more carry, but the coach said no. And we've got the Malta team shaking hands, so this could be the final play of the game here. The sideline conversion from Eli Foot, the fullback, nails the kick, bags an extra 2 points, and the teams are going in here to shake hands and say thanks very much for a well-fought match.
Yeah. No, Malta played an excellent game today, all class. But I really, really want to show some love out to the Latin Heat boys who stuck in there, very courageous to the very end. Although they were humbled, I think this is going to be a great learning for them going forward, and something that they can take on and build upon. So hopefully we see these guys come back stronger, come back better, and come back to be a more successful team.
And some of those players from Latin Heat that you singled out there, Daniel, as well, especially off the bench there, Thomas Cervella, that we look to see playing more regularly moving forward, as well as in the halves. Elijah Parker and Iverson Camano, when they combined, the Latin Heat team, they looked unstoppable, particularly when they were going for the lateral ball movement there, the shift left to right. I don't think Malta's team is really up for the defensive effort as we saw. And it's just it's a matter of if they had a little bit more possession, there could be a few more tries being marked down.
The versatility of this team is just incredible, right? Elijah Parker, he comes from a family of footy players. All three of them. There's actually three brothers. Play for the Peru side. So it's really good to see him have a first crack. And then you've got guys, like we said, such as Thomas Cervilla, incredible player. I was really impressed today by Junior Cabezas as well. He was a tricky little character and he has done some rep footy in the past. So
I thought he was fantastic. He continued to rally the troops, march them down the field, but he was able to find his halfback when the halfback wanted the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought, in terms of the forwards, one of the biggest standouts when he had the ball was Diego Aranda. Obviously, Chile heritage, but he's got a big heart and he's got a big size, big frame as well to go with it. So it was really good to see him go.
And it's probably worthwhile again thanking our counterparts at the Philippines Rugby League who were able to lend a few players there for the Latin Heat team in some key positions. And we saw Silas Aho in the centres there with some great runs, as well as a lot of the kicking duties here, which was fantastic to see, as well as some of the big men there, especially Antonio Kafusi. I think he's one to watch moving forward for the Philippines.
Antonio Kafusi was quite incredible. His size and the fitness level that he had actually helped the team quite a bit. Every time he came on, he made an impact. Same goes for number 8, King Kafusi. No, sorry, not King Kafusi, King Gonzaga. King Gonzaga actually went out there, had quite a few big runs. It was a cannonball out there.
And if you're sitting at home and you're thinking, well, that match was just fantastic, I might go and enjoy the rest of my day now. Well, no, strap yourself in. We've got 2 more games coming up, don't we, Daniel? What have we got next?
Next up, we've got the under-19s Latin Heat squad taking on the Malta team. So it's going to be quite an incredible match. In terms of the diversity of the Latin American side, there's quite a few names out there that haven't played yet that are going to make their debut. And at the same time, the variety of the different countries out there. I think we've got about 10 different countries being represented in the Latin Heat side this time round.
And that's just testament to the hard work that's been done, as you said, since 2013 to really spread the movement of rugby league. And not just here in Australia using the heritage players and those that have moved to Australia. Either, we know there's a lot of young people will move to Australia when it comes to education and study as well as work. But now also the game being played back in these home nations.
Yeah. Absolutely, and straight after that under-19s match, we will also have the blockbuster that we're all here for, Brazil versus Peru. So Brazil is obviously coming out of the Latin Nines with some success, and Peru at the same time being driven forward by Jaime Perez as president, driving things forward on their side, not only here in the country but also back in Peru itself.
So stand by, guys, for the next match, under-19s.